Yo, how are you doing? I just wanted to take a few minutes just to talk about the DJI Osmo Action 6. I keep on trying to say Pro at the end of it because I'm so used to saying Action 5 Pro, but it's the Action 6, not the Pro. Perhaps I'll get Pro sometime soon. And whether or not this camera is the be-all and end-all of action cameras. And to sum up, really, at the beginning of this video, it's not. There are a few nice additional features we get with the larger sensor size and a few of the, one of the big things actually that does really sort of level up the camera and help sort of push the boundaries a little bit more is the macro lens for the Action 6. I've got the Action 6 here. I didn't actually say that at the start. Picked it up on release day. And I also have the Action 5 and we're filming on the Pocket 3. But yeah, is the Action 6 really what we were all wanting in terms of image quality and features? Is it feature rich? I don't know. The square sensor, being able to crop in post, sort of have natural vertical videos and 16:9 videos or 4:5 videos or 4:3 videos. Yeah, that's a really nice additional touch there that DJI have. But in terms of pure image quality compared to the Action 5, I don't think it is. It's not leaps and bounds. We've got the variable aperture, which is another addition what we got from the Action 5 Pro. But image quality, it pretty much stays the same, if I'm honest with you. Apart from in low light conditions, that is probably the biggest benefit we're seeing from the Action 6 if you compare it to the Action 5 Pro. So what's the best buy right now? I have to say probably the Action 5 Pro, if I'm going to be totally honest. If you're in a pinch and you haven't got money to spend, the Action 5 Pro is probably the better buy right now, especially because if you shoot in, say, 16:9 aspect ratio more often, and so say just post it to YouTube, then 100% the Action 5 Pro is the way to go, because I don't believe there is a big enough upgrade in image quality in the 6 over the 5. And you know, with the Black Friday deals coming up, we're pretty much going to be getting a huge chunk of money off the Action 5 Pro. And it's been reduced anyway in the build up to the release of the Action 6. So yeah, as I said, you're looking at, I don't know, in the £200 here in the UK, just over for the Action 5 Pro now, probably in Black Friday as well. So yeah, you'll pick up and be able to pick up some accessories, I'm sure, to go with the Action 5 Pro, which will actually work with the Action 6 as well. But you know, Black Friday, same pretty much image quality out of the 5 compared to the 6. Yeah, I think the obvious buy here would be, if you don't want this vertical shooting and you're not too bothered about the low light performance, then the obvious pickup would be the Action 5 Pro. So why did I pick up the Action 6? Well, definitely wasn't because of the image quality, that's for sure. And the main reason is because of this new macro lens attachment that you can get, and we're replacing the front lens here, and you can sort of have a variable focus macro lens, and that just, you know, that does really change the game, sort of. Not change the game, I don't want to be that guy, but that does sort of push the boundaries a little bit of action cameras. GoPro have done it in the past. They've had macro lenses, wide angle lenses attachments, and also anamorphic lens attachments. But you know, with the DJI's macro lens, I haven't actually got it yet. It's on order. So it will be, essentially you can just adjust the focus of the lens by twisting the dial around the lens. It rotates. So you can have it sort of to a proper macro mode where you can zoom in, say, plants or trees, and then also you can put it back to normal focus, and there's just different icons on the lens as well to just indicate whereabouts your focus is. And then I think there's a vlogging mode almost, where there you just twist the aperture ring around, and yeah, it pretty much will give you a shallower depth of field, so you'll get more background blur. So if I was shooting on the Action 6 right now and had the macro lens on, it would have a little bit of out of focus in the backgrounds. Eyes should be nice and sharp, and the background should be a little bit blurry. Obviously nothing compared to big lenses, but we haven't seen this executed well like this in any action cameras, I don't think, up till now. So yeah, that is probably the main reason why I've picked up the Action 6. So the Action, why haven't DJI made a macro lens for the Action 5? Well, if you think about it, there wouldn't be much point in that, because I think if they did so, the Action 6 sales would certainly suffer as a result of that, because as we've touched upon already, the image quality is essentially the same. We're not getting 8K or anything special in the 6 over the 5. So if they were to create a macro lens, what we have for the 6, it would certainly start to eat away at the 6 sales from the Action 6 sales by from DJI. So it's probably more of a business strategy decision to not create one for the Action 5 Pro, but definitely for the Action 6. So if you're someone who really posts cross-platform, say you may create YouTube content, put it on TikTok, put it on Instagram Reels, then the 6 is an obvious buy here. However, as I said earlier, if you're only creating sort of YouTube content and you tend to stick to the 16:9 ratio, that horizontal ratio that we're so used to on YouTube, then the Action 5 Pro might be the way to go. If you're on the fence about it, and if you have the 5 and you're thinking about the 6, let me just say that the upgrade from the 5 Pro to the 6 is not really comparable to that of the 4 to the 5 Pro. So if you're on the fence, potentially, and you're not really worried about the macro lens or posting cross-platform, then 5 Pro is probably good for another year, I would say, until maybe the 7 or 7 Pro or even the 6 Pro comes out, whatever they bring out next. But yeah, if you're on the fence, but you're not worried about the macro lens or cross-posting, then 5 should do you quite nicely. So from the 4 to the 5, we've got better battery life, OLED screens, and all that good stuff, onboard memory. But from the 5 Pro to the 6, that's kind of just been recycled. Maybe a few improvements with a slightly higher capacity of onboard memory from the 5 to the 6, and also slightly better battery life. And I think we get slightly bigger OLEDs on the front of the 6 compared to the 5. But essentially, DJI here have just sort of recycled the features that we had in the 5 Pro and put them into the 6. So if the Action 6 had the same specs or the 1-inch CMOS sensor from the Pocket 3, then we would be looking at quite a huge step up in the action camera market. That image quality on the Pocket 3, which I'm shooting now, is sort of next level for a device that big, and you get nice separation from your subject to the background. And if we had that same sensor, I don't know how engineering-wise that would work. I'm not an engineer, but if we had that, then that would be a big step up, a big advancement in the technology within the action camera market, I'd say. So let's be real here, we have the same sensor in the Action 6 as we do in the Osmo 360. So essentially, yeah, with the Black Friday deals going on as well, they've reduced the price of this anyway. They could probably reduce it even further for Black Friday. So again, potentially a worthy pickup here as well, because you've got the same sensor. However, there are a few drawbacks. I think there are certain shooting modes you can't shoot in the single lens mode, so when you're just using one lens, and this has a square sensor as well, but in certain frame rates, you can't use it in single lens mode, which kind of makes it, I don't know, a questionable choice for some. Not everyone. If you like the 360 look and you want that versatility of the 360 cameras, then for you, get this one. And if you don't want to worry about shooting in single lens mode too much, again, Osmo 360 all the way, I reckon. Fantastic, D-Log M, 8K, well, 4K kind of, but yeah, they sell it as 8K. Yeah, it's a pretty good camera. I don't utilize this, and this actually might be going up on my eBay store. We'll see how we go. But D-Log M5, all that stuff, all the nice stuff, on the 6 as well. Super important for me if you like color grading or pushing your colors a little bit more than most. 10-bit color as well in all 3 of these devices. What am I getting at to? What am I going to finish off with? If you're wanting that close focus, then with the new macro lens that came out alongside the Action 6 2 days ago, then it's the Action 6 all the way. However, if you're not worried about that and you're fine with sort of the current features in the Action 5, then stick with the Action 5. Don't upgrade. But if you're wanting that sort of slightly blurred background, the more creative shots you can get with a macro lens on the Action 6, then I would certainly go for the Action 6. And that's kind of the reason why I went for it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Give us a thumbs up and a subscribe, and yeah, cheers.